something more wonderful than the last year. And I know that you have expectations from joining this event. You have expectations. You have what you would want to leave here with this evening. So I hope you are ready. You have your jotters, your biro, and there's no network glitch wherever you are. So just prepare, be ready, be set, because after today, you'll be learning, or you would have learned how to craft a vision, how to measure progress, how to stay motivated, build systems and structures. So it's not just about making New Year resolutions. Maybe you'll be making New Year resolutions every New Year, you make resolutions, and yet it's like it's not working. This year is going to be different. So stay put, exercise patience, we want more people to join the call before we kick off. And I know that by the time we'll be done with the meeting this evening, you would have something you can point to that you have learned, something you can actually make mention and say, oh, this was what I got from this event, this was what I got from this meeting. When the speaker was speaking, this was what I learned, this is what I've decided to do. And I'm not just going to be making new resolutions, but I'm going to make sure that whatever resolution I make, I'm going to make sure they are realized and people can see them. People can say, oh, it was like this last year, but this year is different. So this year, just prepare your mind. There's going to be a new you. People will be able to say, oh, I think Funshaw is different. I think Benjamin is not more the same. He acts different. He's wiser, he's sharper. So this year, prepare your mind that this event will be a life-changing one, an unforgettable one, something that you always point back to. And you remember 16th of January 2026 for Beyond Resolutions 2.0. So in the next 2 minutes, we'll be kicking off. I hope you are ready. You have your jotter, you have your notepad, you have your virus there. If you're using your phone to write, you have your notepad on your phone, which you're using to write. Because this is not just an ordinary event, it's a life transforming one. It's something that will stay with you for a lifetime. If you have any friend who's on the group who hasn't joined the call, you can put a call to him, chat him or her up and tell her that we are expecting them, want more people to join. And once it's 7, 10 minutes after 7, we're going to start. Alright, we're starting now. So we'll start with prayers. I'd like someone to pray for us. Precious, can you hear me? Precious, I'd like you to pray for us. Just a short, brief prayer.
Father, in Jesus' name, Fasting Father, we thank you for tonight. You are about to do something great. Lord, we pray as we bring the revelation, you open our heart, you open the mind, and the right word in Jesus' name. And God, the people you have prepared for us, what they will be bringing forth, help us to be doers of it. Help us to take what we transform our life and make good use of it. Thank you, everlasting Father. For in Jesus' mighty name, I've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for that brief prayer. So we're going to have a short welcome address. I'll be handling that. Last year we had this event, Beyond Resolution 1.0. We had three speakers, two speakers also. And one of the things I was able to take away from last year was that we don't just set goals, we set smart goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And then it was a whole turn up for me. My mindset changed, and I was able to use that working with everything I was able to take from that event. I was able to use it to the for the rest of the year. And so this is another event. This is the second edition of this event. And what makes it unique is because it is the beginning of the year. And many people they always make resolutions. And then at the end of the day they'll find out that this resolution I made, like I don't later do it. And some people they'll set goals at the beginning of the year, so many goals. And when they get to the first quarter, they've not even achieved one of it. Some even to the second quarter. Then maybe they get to the third quarter and maybe they listen to one motivational speaker and they are pumped up and they just remember, oh, I have this thing and I've not done it. Then they now quickly start looking for a way to bring that goal into reality. But it doesn't always work that way. So this time you're going to learn how to not just set goals, how to not just make resolutions, but how to make sure that those goals, those resolutions you are making become something real that you see, something achievable. But before we proceed, I would like um, to introduce someone who is going to tell us about this group, about this team, Champions Leadership Global. So I'll be handing over to Miss Grace to be telling us about the 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 group.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to have us all on this page tonight. And thanks for people that attended last year, January, and thanks for everyone that is on this page again. I would also like to welcome Mr. Precious, Mr. Promise, Mr. James, Miss Eunice, Miss Esther, Mr. Danny FX, and Mr. Folusho. Thanks once again for joining us for Beyond Resolution 2.0. So I'd like to give a short background about the brand. I'm very sure we have all come across Champions Corner. So we recently changed our name to Champions Leadership Global. It's a brand that is deeply committed to the themes of purpose, leadership, and personal development. We believe that everyone has the potential and responsibility to live out their purpose, and we aim to inspire and enlighten individuals on this journey. Our passion for leadership stems from its critical roles in shaping societies. Nations is not left out, even the world, which is why we are dedicated to nurturing purposeful leaders right from this age. We are driven to help people become the best version of themselves by offering content and programs just like Beyond Resolution 2.0, designed for holistic transformation. We also believe that the world needs more leaders who lead from the angle of purpose and transformation in view. Transforming people is the best way to transform the world. I'm very sure we also believe that, right? Because the world is first of people, which eventually makes the place. Our mandate cuts across hosting conferences, seminars, workshops, boot camps, and other innovative educational platforms for raising the leaders of this generation and the next. We also have our leadership academy, that's the Champions Leadership Academy, which we will soon hear about very soon, where we are focused on equipping would-be leaders with everything needed to rise to a position of influence. Thank you once again for learning more about Champions Corner and the little update I've given. Mr. Moderator, you can continue, sir.
Thank you very much. That was very brilliant.
Thank you, Mr. Pino.
You're welcome. We're going straight to the next section where I'll be introducing our first speaker. Our first speaker is Eunice Akindiola. She's a chartered accountant, a personal development advocate, and clarity coach with a strong passion for helping and equipping young people. She is fondly known as the corporate lady. She passionately shares corporate insights and inspiring content on her social media platform. Professionally, Eunice works as an auditor and is a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria (ICAN). Beyond the corporate space, she is the founder of the Volunteers Circle, an NGO focused on training and positioning skilled volunteers for social impact. She serves as a project manager for social impact projects where she brings ideas into execution. Eunice believes in working on purpose and she's also devoted to God. Can you drop your fiery emojis as we hand over to Miss Eunice? Miss Eunice, you can mute your mic and speak now.
I'm very sorry, everyone. I think she has a network problem. She will be joining us in a few minutes, please.
Can anybody hear me?
Oh, good.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm so sorry for that. I just downloaded Telegram, so it's been a while, so I had to allow for microphone on my settings. All right, good evening, everyone. I trust everyone has been good, and thank you for this invitation, Champions Champions Leadership Global. Thank you so much for the honor. I really appreciate the work that you are doing. And this is an amazing program and it's a good one to start the year. All right, so I've been told to speak on how to set a goal and how to review the progress thereafter. All right, so I know some of us might have attended goal setting webinars, or we have read about goal setting. It's not like we are completely new. And as to what the moderator said, there's been a program like this before. That was last year, Beyond Resolution, and it made mention of something that your goals should be SMART, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, of which most people know, right? So today I would be speaking more about clarity and also how to review your goals. Right, we must achieve our goals this year, amen. All right, so I'd like to start with a personal story. I've not been the one that writes goal on paper, even what do you call it, prayer points. I don't do it. I don't write it down. Like when I was in youth church, even in my early years in the university, I don't write. I'm not a journaling type, so I don't write. Most times, I keep this thing in my mind. So my goals are always like in my mind, and of course, we know that our brains are not, our brain is sharp, even, but it's not, you can't fully remember everything. But it's just that the major ones, the major ones that are I'm really passionate about, I end up reminding. I get reminded every time. So I was not the journaling type. I was not I don't write prayer points on paper. When pastor says write your prayer point, I'm not really, except if it's now like they're saying at that moment, I'm gonna start writing. So I'm not really the person that writes, goes, writes. So it was later on during um during my university days, that was when I now started taking journalism serious, writing down serious. And it was because of a webinar, an hangout I attended, of which it was really emphasized. Even before then, I had already started writing my goals down for the year. So in 2023, I did something different. I used to read books, but I was not really consistent. So I was like, see, I need to start differently. Like, I need to really be serious this year. So I missed my reading. I was not even a chartered accountant at that time. I was still reading for ICANN and coupled with some responsibilities as well. So I decided to go to the new market. By the way, I graduated from OAU. So if I'm saying new market, OAU students can relate. So I decided to go to the new market. I bought 3 books that day. Yes. And the major thing was goals. I needed to buy Goals by Brian Tracy because I was like, I must start setting goals. I must start taking charge of my life. And honestly, the book met my needs, and that was the start. So I started taking everything like seriously. Okay, sorry, give me a minute. I'm having a call. Sorry. I hope you can still hear me. If you can hear me, just chat, drop an emoji on the chat box. Or anybody can speak, please.
I hear you, ma.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, ma.
Yes, yes. Hear you.
All right. Thank you so much. So the book met my needs, and I took it so serious from then. And honestly, the past from 2023 to 2024, I saw a drastic change because I was this nonchalant, not writing, right? But I saw a change. I noticed that when you write it down, it becomes more clear. Even the book of the Bible says in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6, it says that write down the vision, make it plain upon the tablet, so that the one who reads it may run, right? So I noticed the change. So coming down to 2025, that's last year. In fact, 2025 was one of the most amazing years for me, and I can tell you that there are ways to write goals. There's a difference between writing goals and you writing a goal that you want to achieve. All right, that's for my personal story, and I hope we picked 1 or 2 things from there. So I would like to go straight to mindset. So one of the reasons why our goals don't work for us is because we don't set it with the right mindset. We don't set goals with the right mindset. That's why sometimes, I said sometimes it doesn't work out. So number one, goals are not a new year routine. It's not meant to be okay, new year, new me, I have to write a goal. It's nice writing a goal for the year, but it doesn't have to be only a new year routine. Goals can be set at any time. It can be set during the course of the year, any month, any day. It doesn't have to be on the first. There's nothing special about first. There's nothing special about second. There's nothing, especially first. People are always like, first of I must. There's nothing special about the day. You can achieve your goal. You can write your goal any day and start to carry out actions any day, right? So goals are not a 1st of January of any year. It's not a routine, right? It is continuous. Goals are continuous. You don't just write a goal and you think, okay, it's just for this year, and just no. Another thing is, goals are not meant to be set under pressure. Now, you see something online and it really got to you. Probably you felt pressured and you're like, this year I must achieve this thing. Include it as part of your goals. Goals are not meant to be set under pressure or influence in a way that is something that you cannot achieve. You know yourself that if truly you can't achieve this thing and it's not your thing, Like, it's not something that you do, but it just out of pressure, just out of let's say envy. Now you just say, okay, this thing I must also achieve it, and you write it down as part of your goals. Let's say you saw somebody that read 100 books for the year, and you've not even managed to finish one for the year, and you just said, this person did 100, myself I must do 100 this year, or oh, I must beat the person and said 200. No, it doesn't work that way. And another mindset that we have is some misconceptions about setting goals. Old goals old goals are bad goals. They are old cargoes. Like, okay, they say that new year, new me, and new year, new goal. Goals don't work that way. Like I said, goals are continuous. It's your goals for the year don't stop at December 31st. Funny enough, last year December, I set a goal. Like during the course of last year, my goal extended to January. So practically, I didn't even have to start planning for January because I already set the goal. It was continuous, something that has to like follow him to the year, because the December 31st by 11:59 p.m. is just 1 minute away from 12 a.m. in the morning of the new year, right? So old goals are not bad goals. That is, because you were not able to achieve something last year doesn't mean you should throw it away. It's something you can bring into the new year. So for example, now if you have a business and if you have a business and you decide that, okay, my business, I want to do this, and you're not able to achieve, okay, will you say that you will not do that thing again in the new year? No, it doesn't work that way. Old goals are not bad goals. They can be brought into the new year to actually achieve them. Another misconception is, please, if you are listening to me, please kindly drop your message on the chat box, please. Now we know that yes, we are following. Thank you. An emoji, just an emoji. Your favorite emoji, even if it's not your favorite emoji. Just an emoji, so that I need to see like 5 people drop their emojis so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself and the network is going. The network is clear. All right, thank you so much. Another thing is, goals are not just for paper. Like, goals are not just for paper. It's not meant just for you to just write. They are meant to be achieved, right? So one of the reasons why people don't achieve their goal is because they just write it, and after writing it, they close the book. In fact, they won't forget where the book is. They forget. Especially for those that don't journal, for someone that is like me that doesn't journal, normally they just write the goal and you leave it there. New year, new me, and you set the goal. You look at it, you ponder about it, and you close it, and that's all. No, goals are not just meant for the paper. They are meant to be actualized. And the last thing I'll be saying is, goals are not anthems that you sing throughout the year. Let me explain. This is what I mean. Goals are not meant to just be said. They're not just meant to be like a song or a mantra without you achieving it. Now, I understand the positivity about speaking things into existence, but at the same time, as you keep on saying, some people go as far as writing their goals on their status January 1st, and everybody can see it. That's a whole another level of confidence. But goals are not just something that you say. No, by the time you say things too much, you have this satisfaction, and you just find the satisfaction, and you wouldn't have that energy again to achieve them, to actually work towards it. Because by the time you say it to somebody and the person says, oh, that makes sense, so that would be great though, and it ends there, there's no action going forward. You don't actualize it. So most times sometimes when people talk too much about their goals, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve this, and I want to achieve it, when it becomes an anthem, you might be limited in achieving that goal. They say that you don't talk too much. When you want to do something, just lock in hands. Everybody might not be like that. Like I said, some people post their goals on their status, and some of them, for those that are very, very diligent and disciplined, they achieve them. But everyone is not like that. So now that's mindset. So clarity, when you are setting your goals, you need to be clear, very, very clear, because clarity makes your dreams or goals become reality. Now, this is what I mean. For there is a direct relationship between the level of clarity you have about who you are and what you want, and virtually everything you accomplish in life. When you are clear about who you are and what you want, it will be easy for you to set your goals. And like I said, there's a direct relationship between the level of clarity you have about who you are and what you want, and everything you accomplish in life. So the earlier you know about yourself, the earlier it is for you to achieve goals that are relevant to you. This is where the concept of purpose come in. So me, I don't believe in doing life without doing it with purpose, right? I believe everybody on earth has a purpose in life, and whatsoever goal that you are setting, you should do it according to your purpose. That is, now this is what I mean. I know sometimes when I say purpose, you might be asking that we set goals, normal goals. Now I want to read so books. I want to be praying 50 hours is not realistic. I want to pray 5 hours every day. I want to those things are normal things now. It's not really purpose like that. Well, purpose deals with what you are meant to do as a person. It deals with who you are. So now, if you are setting a goal out of all your goals, once you know when you know your purpose, it will be easier for you to set the goals that are specific to you. We don't just set goals that are viral. People say, okay, there are different templates now on how to set goals. For your spiritual life, set this goal. For your academic life, set this goal. But you know yourself, you know who you are, and you know what you want to achieve. You set your goals according to your purpose in life, right? So, for your desire to be so intense, your goals must be purely personal. Now, when it comes to goals, I don't believe goals are general. I believe goals are personal, because for you to have enough desire, for you to have intense desire to achieve those goals, it has to be personal to a certain extent. You can't achieve something that is, you can't sit down and say you want to achieve somebody else's goal. It's not possible. And once a goal becomes general, very few people do it. For example, as a community, we want to read let's say 5 books this year. It's only people that see it as a personal thing for them that does it. It's not everybody that will read the book. It's not, some people will not read up to one book. So it is not when it becomes personal to you, that's when you'll be able to achieve it, right? So in goal setting, for the process to be effective, you must be perfectly selfish. Now, if when I saw this in Goals by Brian Tracy, that for your goals to be effective, it must be perfectly selfish. Why not? Sorry for those that don't hear you, but I believe everybody should know what Kilode means. All right, so for your goals to be effective, it must be perfectly selfish. This is where personal comes in. That is what Brian Tracy was just trying to say here, is that your goals should be personal. If it is not personal, I tell you, you can't be so passionate about it. You can't be so passionate about it. So, I want you to ask this question: what do I really want to do? Like, what do I really want to do with my life? Now, that question is something that it might not fall into it might not just be for a whole year, but it is better you have clarity about where you are earlier, so that by the time you are setting your goals, it's in line with who you are aspiring and who you are meant to be. Do you understand? So some of you have God has revealed to you that you are a bridge to this, you are a this to that, you are this. You are going to set your goals according to my belief in purpose, right? So you set your goals according to those things, not just general things. Probably I should just no. You don't just set goals on general assumptions. You have, when you are setting your goals, that should be more personal, very, very personal, right? So decide what you really want. Decide what you really want and identify your major worries. Because when you are setting goals, sometimes you're like, will I be able to achieve this thing? But be like, I have to be optimistic. Just write it down. Well, that's nice, but it will be good if you identify your major worry so that you will set goals for that worry itself. That thing that is making you worry, you're going to set how you are going to combat it. So you're not just setting goals, you are creating precautionary goals. Okay, in case this thing, okay, this is what I will do, this is what you're already planning ahead. Probably you have a weakness and you're already planning ahead. You don't just set goals without a plan B. Just like they say, you when you are planning, you have a plan A and you have a plan B. So the reason why some of our goals don't work is because, okay, once we set it, you've already, you know that these things, you have issues with it. You have set a goal that, okay, I want to okay, let me use something different from what I've been saying. I want to brush twice and I want to brush 3 times daily. That's too much for I think they say twice daily is the appropriate so for twice daily, I want to brush twice daily. You know that once you know that you're not going to have time you know that you sleep off on your phone on your bed, like as you just climb your bed, you already know that you are going to sleep off and you are not going to brush your teeth before you go and sleep. But you've written into I must brush, I must be very hygienic this year, I want to brush morning and night, and you know that you're not going to be awake. You're not somebody that once you get back from probably work, or once you get back from what's it called now, from your activities during the day, once you climb your bed, you know that you sleep, you know that's the next thing. But you have not created something another precautionary ground, say this thing, even if I'm not able to brush my teeth when because if I sleep off, I will not be able to brush my teeth. If I'm not able to do that, I will ensure that I will either brush, I will change my routine. I will not put it in the night, because I know that this thing is not going to work for me. I know they say we should brush morning and night, but this thing is not going to work for me. I will want to brush probably immediately I finish eating my evening meal. That's if there's an evening meal. If I finish eating my evening meal, that's when I want to. Immediately I finish, I'm going to brush. So there should be a precaution. I want to read 10 books this year. I know that with the way my activities are, actually reading a page self in a day is somehow. You're already creating a precaution that if I'm not able to do this, probably I should just do this instead. You are creating something, you are creating a plan B for if your plan A does not really work. So when you are setting your goals, when you are setting your goals, you would want to apply the 80-20 principle. The 80-20 principle says that they identified that most of our, for 20% of the things we do, we achieve 80% of the results from them. Why 80% of what we do, like we spend our time on energy, we achieve 20% on them, and which is not appropriate. They are saying that you should actually find that 20% that, okay, you know that this is where you are very, very, very effective in, and major on it more than that 80% that is not bringing results for you. Now, how do we apply it to goal setting? Now, goal setting for your 80-20 principle, you want to pick, you need to have major goals. That's why I said, see, when you know what you are striving to be and who God has called you to be easier to set your goals. Now, for 80-20 principle, for your 20, they're saying 20, you should find that 20%, right? That little percent that you are the most effective. You want to set goals that speak, that are very, very crucial to you. And you know that these goals, we have a lot of goals, but there are some goals that you know that this one is very important. I almost put pigeon there. It's very, very important. You need to achieve this thing. So you want to select that major goal. You want to say, out of everything, everything is fine, but there's some goals that you know that, okay, I must achieve it this year, and you are setting it apart. Important goals for the year, and you are putting your energy to those things. So you can also apply the 80-20 principle. Now, another thing I'll be saying is that you should master up your dream list. That is, you need to imagine, you need to, like I told you, I was not writing. I'm not used to writing. I was not, that was the past. I was not used to writing. So to an extent, I could master up what I wanted, what my goals for the year, right? No, imagination does not have imagination that you have does not have limitation to an extent, because for you to write your goals is something that you have to imagine, right? If you can imagine it, if you can keep on imagining it, like every day you wake up, this is it, I must create my community this year. Okay, every morning is on your heart, and you are always remembering, you are imagining it. If I create this community, this is what we're going to do. I am remembering every time. I know I said you should not turn your goals to your anthem, because it might not be, but this one is different. You are imagining it, you are imagining those things. It's more like you are having faith, but faith without works is dead. But one of the things that help you remember your goal is by imagine them, because the more you imagine them, your mind is registering it, and it becomes something that, okay, keeps on ringing in your mind. And when you with little or no time, you see that you are already like taking action towards it. You remember this time, you're already taking action about it. So the only time this thing can be very effective is that when you imagine your goals that you want to set, you are taking action immediately. That's the most effective way. And also, when you are setting your goals, there should be no fear of failure. I said that sometimes you have to create a plan B, but at the same time, you are not setting your goal in fear. Why will you waste time and be writing on the paper and you say you want to achieve this goal? You are typing on your Notion template and you say, I want to achieve this goal. No, I am afraid. You have fear. You are fearful. No, you shouldn't be. So you should not be fearful of your goals. It's good to set big goals, and all of that. But in setting it, please eliminate fear, because something you are fearful of now, the fear can continue. Do you understand? So that's that for how to actually set your goals in clarity, right? And like I said, clarity makes your dreams become your realities. So I want to move to what is actually a goal, because we are saying goal. What is a goal? What is a goal? Goal is something you want to achieve. Basically, I don't want to bring in too much grammar. Goal is something that you want to achieve. It is something that you want to achieve. So like the moderator said at the beginning of the meeting, he said that your goals have to be smart, and we know what smart means. Your goals need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be achievable, they need to be relevant, they need to be time bound. You can't set a goal that is not specific. That is, you can't just create an ambiguous goal and just say, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, a millionaire, all right. a millionaire as how? Like, be specific. How do you want to be a millionaire? All right, so the next one is measurable. Your goals have to be measurable. Your goals have to be measurable. That's one of the qualities of, setting your goals. They have to be measurable. It should be something that you can review over time, which we are still going to. You have to be able to measure your goals. By time, there's a part that says T, that is time bound. The thing is smart. So once your goals have a time bound, it will be even easier to actually measure your goals. The A is for achievable. You can't just, if your goals are not specific, it will not be achievable, because what do you want to achieve in ambiguity is not possible. So R, that's relevant. That is, you want to set something that is relevant to you as a person, So that's that for the qualities, how to set a goal: smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. My time is already going. All right, so I want to move to let me still talk about how to set your goals. How to set your goal. All right, so is somebody saying something? Okay. Hello, can I continue? I thought someone was saying something.
You can go on, ma.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Continue, ma.
All right. Thank you. When you make a firm commitment to achieve a particular goal, and you put aside all excuses, it is very much like stepping on the accelerator of your subconscious mind. Now, this is what it means. When you have a firm commitment to your goal, that is for your goals, okay, let's say spiritual goals, personal goals, professional goals, financial goals for the year, wellness goal for the year, you have to have a firm commitment, because if you don't have a firm commitment, you wouldn't be able to achieve the goal. You have to have this strong commitment and say, this thing I must achieve. As you are writing it, once you write it, when I write my goals, sometimes this is what I do. I look at it again, I read, and I'm like, okay, can I achieve this? Can I be committed to this thing? Will I have the time to achieve this thing? Okay, all right. You have to have a commitment to it. Once you write your goals, read it again, check it. It's not just making it look good on paper. It's good to set good goals, but what we are particular about is achieving it. Because what's the sense of writing for me? What's the sense of, for me as a person, what's the sense of writing if I can't achieve it? So let me not write it. Let me just have it on my mind and be achieving it. You understand? So for you to achieve your goals, you have to be committed, like fully committed to it. You must continually force yourself, discipline yourself to resist the natural tendency. That is, there's a natural tendency that by the time you achieve your goal to like 70%, you want to slow down. Not to try now. I've tried for the I've tried. I was able to achieve this, I was able to achieve that. I'm like, okay, you want to retire, you want to slow down a little bit, but you have to resist that natural tendency of wanting to slow down and push through to completion, because people tend to work very hard, like 90%, or let's say 95%, and then slack off and delay the final completion of their tasks. Now, you're not setting, I know during the course of the year, you might have achieved a lot. Probably there was so much energy at the beginning of the year. From January to June, you were able to achieve most of your goals, and the routines you said you wanted to have, you are doing it consistently back to back. There will be this natural tendency for you to want to slow down, and they say this is caused by the quantity of the endorphins for the, I think I'm pronouncing it well, endorphins in your brain. So anytime you complete a task of any kind, your brain releases a small quantity of endorphins. It gives you a sense of, well-being and elation that yes, I was able to do this thing. And you still have July to December, but it makes you feel happy and peaceful, and you might want to slow down. So I will tell you that don't fall into that temptation. If you are writing your goal, the aim is what, 100% or 100%. You want to achieve your goals to the fullest. Mr. Jerry is going to talk on certain structures and systems, but you want to finish. You are setting that goal with the mind of completion, not with the mind of when I'm done to this extent, I will just drop it and I'll go on with other things. No, you should set your goals with the idea, with the goal of completion. So the winning feeling is fine, the winning feeling is okay, but you still need to push through and ensure that you achieve your goal 100%. So how do you review your goal? How do you review your goal? So when goals are being set, most times people don't go back to it. That's one of the reasons why we don't achieve our goals. We don't go back to what we have written. And I tell you, writing goal is just phase 1. Phase 2 is you actually reviewing it. So I will advise you, if you are here, if you know that what you used to write your goals for the year, let's say your journal or a book, you know that you don't have access to this book every time, please don't use the book. Use something that you know that, okay, I'm going to be carrying along. It's something that I can have beside my bed. It's something that I can have on my table in my room, or it's something that I must easily have access to. Don't write your goal somewhere and go and keep it inside inside a carton or something and just no, it doesn't work that way. If you want to really achieve your goals, you need to write. You need to have access to it consistently. If you're not using a book and you are using a template, I use Notion for my digital. So I use Notion. So if you are using Notion, Notion is easily accessible for me on my own system, because as I open my Gmail, as I open my Google, my Google Chrome, I see Notion. So I know that, okay, Notion, I need to open Notion. Do you understand? So make it accessible. That's one. Make where you write your goals accessible. Make it very, very accessible, so that you'll be able to read it again. Now, the reason why we forget our goals, because during the course of the year, there are different things that will come up that will distract you. Life will happen. But at the same time, once you have these things beside you, once you have easy access to it, you'll be able to read it. You'll be able to read it again. You reading it again creates this reminder. It registers in your subconscious that, okay, yes, I have to achieve this thing. I have to achieve it. So once you write your goals down, ensure that you are able to access it. Number 2, read it, review. Read and review. Now, reviewing is you are looking at your goals and then say, okay, what was I able to do? What was I not able to do? Oh, the systems I put in place, I don't think these things are effective, or I want to change this so that I'll be able to. No, that's how to review. But if you just leave your goals there, you're just reading it, because I said you should read. Now some people read and they will not review. Do you understand? So you want to review your goals. This system that I'm working with, I don't think it will work for me. I cannot be waking up by 2 a.m. to pray every day. I think I want to do something else. I want to set another thing again so that I can achieve this goal. So you want to review your goals. So after reviewing, there's nothing that says that you should not reset your goals. So after the review of your goals, you might see gray areas. You might see areas that, you are not doing so well, or you might feel like having something else you want to achieve during the course of the year. Please do write it. Nothing says you should not add to your goals. Add to it, but ensure that you are able to achieve those goals. You will set structures, because what helps us better to achieve our goals is systems and structures. I mean, that's the basic thing. If you don't have systems and structures, and say you want to achieve something, you won't keep on saying it, you won't achieve it, because you don't have something that you are relying on, that you have to follow through, that you will see through it, that yes, I will achieve this thing. There's nothing that is there automatically for you to follow through, but you are just seeing the goals. Okay, it's looking big. Oh, I will read 50 books, but what are you putting in place to ensure that you read that 50 books? So I don't want to go into that. So in reviewing your goals, you can write another write other goals to ensure that you fully achieve what you want for the year. Also, make a list of all the tasks that you will have to accomplish in the achievement of your goals. I don't want to go into systems and structures, so let me just wrap it up here, because my time I've exceeded my time already. All right, so as we set our goals for this year, for everyone listening to me, let's always apply the rule of visualization. Because the truth is, if you can't dream it, you will not be able to achieve it. If you are writing something, you are not seeing it happen, you call it fate. If you are not seeing it happen, it won't work, because you yourself, you don't believe it, you are not dreaming it, you are not seeing it, you are not seeing it in the future, right? So if we need to apply the rule of visualization, that is, visualize your goals. You set a goal, you want to do this, visualize yourself doing it. But don't visualize and take action. Visualize and take action, very, very important. Visualize and take action. Set systems, set structures in place. All right, so I want to read some quotes by some great people. I cannot end this call without acknowledging some people that have gone ahead of us and they have better experience. All right, so Wendy Dare says that you will see it when you achieve it. You will see it when you believe it. You see it when you believe it. Seeing is what? Seeing is believing. You see it. You see your goals. When you see your goals, you achieve. You believe it, right? So Jim Cackart says that the person you see is the person you will be. The person you see is the person you will be. Albert Einstein says that imagination is more important than facts. You have written it down, it's fine, but visualize it. Napoleon Bonaparte says imagination rules the world. When you imagine your goals ahead of 2026, dream big. It's good to dream big. You will actually achieve these things. You will actually achieve it. Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Whatsoever you can conceive and believe, you will be able to achieve it. So far you can believe it, you can see it. It's not, like I said from the beginning, your goals are personal. Your goals are they're just very, very personal to you. So if you can believe, if you can conceive these things, you can conceive it. Okay, God has told you to do something this year. All right, conceive it, believe it, and you will see it happen. So these things I've said still also lies on our systems and structures, things that will help you to continually achieve your goals. So successful people are those who visualize the kind of success they want to enjoy in advance. Successful people are those who visualize the kind of success they want to enjoy in advance. So visualize it, dream it, let it keep burning, in your mind. Like I said, make your goals accessible to you. Make whatever you have written down for the year, let it be accessible to you, and let there be a burning passion. I've said some things about how to write your goals. Don't just write general goals. Make sure that it is specific to you. Ensure that you will be able to be committed to it. It's something that you can actually achieve. You be committed to it is realistic for you. Just like we have our SMART, the qualities of goal setting, SMART. Ensure that it's something that you can achieve. And I want to say something for those of us that we are not used to. If you are trying to do something for the first time, please, I will advise you, start small. You don't need to. I know they say you should set big goals. Yes, it's good, but ensure if you are just starting out, start small. You want to start reading for the year, okay, you want to read books, abi, you can start with 5, 10. You don't need to do as big as other people are. So once, if you are starting, if you are, you have not done something before and you want to achieve it, don't put unnecessary, don't set something that is unrealistic, right? Don't set unrealistic goals. So ensure that you set something that you know that you can achieve. You know in the inner of it that, this thing I'm writing, I can achieve it if I'm able to do this. If I'm able to put these systems, they will work for me, right? So that will be the end of this session, and if we have questions, I'll be here to answer. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much. Can we emoji? All right. That was such a wonderful session. If you can see it, you can become it. So seeing is believing. Whatever you conceive this year, you definitely achieve it. Without wasting much of our time, I would like to introduce our next speaker. Jerry Oyedele is a sought-after public speaker with over a decade of experience, a musicologist with over 300 music compositions, and a mentor to many. He is the founder of Champions Leadership Global, a leadership brand that focuses on purpose, discovery, development, and delivery. He is currently a postgraduate student of the Department of Music, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Osun State. His journey into purpose started when he had to take a bold step by leaving engineering at 500 level to study music from 100 level. This story was the start of the first journey, which opened him up to an understanding of purpose, self-awareness, and leadership. As a musicologist, Jerry has over 2 decades of experience in the field of music and is a seasoned music composer with over 300 works in the last 7 years. In a bid to further ground himself in his music profession, Jerry has gone ahead to obtain certificate courses from various institutions which include University of Edinburgh, National University of Singapore, University of Michigan, Yale University, among others. He is also the founder of Jebion Music, a music brand that seeks to reveal the light of the glorious gospel through the music of the kingdom. Jerry Oyedele is also a committed worker in the vineyard of God as a choir leader in his denomination. He is also a gifted teacher of the word, and he'll be speaking on how to stay motivated, systems, and structures. Drop your fire emoji as we welcome Jerry Oyedele.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
I
sir.
believe we had a wonderful time. I mean, if it would be a message, I would have said that I was late. So, I don't know what the exact word to use now, but that was a good one. I mean, and one thing that stood out for me was that sometimes when you set goals, just like you said, if you don't achieve it, you just feel like that's the end. Maybe you set another one. You said something about precautionary goals that if you can't achieve it, at least it's being to do it. Someone said if you aim for the moon and you don't hit the moon, you at least you hit the stars. Like a student setting a goal to have 70 because 70 is safe. The person might not eventually have it. But set the goal to have 90 and you do the work needed. If you don't have 90, you have 80. And that's one thing that stood out for me. So thank you so much, listening for that wonderful video. Yeah, so I'll be talking on systems and structures. Right. The theme of this
conference is beyond resolution, because I believe that everybody, either the person is serious or not serious, everybody that sets out to write a resolution is intending to obtain realization. Is intending that at the end of the year, the person can say, "Oh, I intended to achieve this at the end of the year, and I'm here with this." But there's something, at the beginning of the year, even though it's just like every other day, you understand? It's like every other day. At the beginning of the year, everybody is motivated. Last year I didn't do well. I must do well this year. There's a statement that almost everybody says, or most people say, this year I must become a better version of myself. And you are wondering, can you kindly define what a better version of yourself means? Not by saying a better version of yourself. What do you mean by how do you measure what are the things you're supposed to do to be able to become a better version of yourself? For people don't know, most people do not know actually. Now, nothing just happens. Success is predictable, and so is failure. You can predict someone that is going to be successful. There are some people you see them. I was speaking with someone today. I said there are some people you see them, the way they live their life. If you end up hearing that this person, became very well, you won't be surprised because you already know that the person was going on that path. There are other persons so that when you see them, I know that this person, you will not be surprised because the person was showing that path. There are people too that you think that this person, maybe he was person was not sure, but the person ended up becoming, someone be like something must have happened to him. Maybe the person eventually changed because that person I know is not a serious person. So there is no fluke or luck, as we call it. Nothing just happens. Nothing just happens. Success is predictable and failure is also predictable. Now, at the beginning of the year, everybody is always motivated to do more, and it's fine because motivation is easy. Motivation is a spark. A spark is just like a microcosm what can create fire, but a spark cannot prepare a meal. There should be something the spark acts on. If you have seen how this what do you call this burner works, there are some of them you have to use a spark. The spark will not produce fire if there's no system already. The system is the burner already there. There are some things that have been put inside that once that machine gets that spark, it knows what to do to create fire. But that's what motivation is. Motivation is a spark, and it's nice. You can get motivated by person by you can be self-motivated, and you can be motivated by influence. You see somebody's review of the year and you're like, wow, I think I should do more this year. It's fine. But motivation is a spark. What motivation acts on. So how do you stay constantly motivated? Now let me just tell you the truth. You will never get to a point where you always feel like doing something tangible. You will never feel like being serious every day. You never feel like reading every day. You never feel like waking up early every day. There are times when you feel like, today I just want to be lazy. I just want to just let time just go and all of that. Now, it is because that's just the way life is designed. You don't feel like so. It is not a matter of what you see. If you are living your life based on what you see, you are in the lowest realm because it is animals that live like that. That's the animal life. That's the animal life. That's bios. It is what they feel, and a dog can do whatever it feels. But as humans, we have our soul, the seat of intellect, emotion, affection, everything there, the seat of knowledge. We have it there. We have our soul that gives us the ability to manage our emotions, manage our actions, our affections, intellect, knowledge, and all of that. So it is not a matter of what you feel; it is what you must, right? And there's people always say that because this is what I've discovered. People always say that but before I even say that, Miss Uni said something which I want to corroborate. Every decision you make should be connected to the overall vision of your life. You said something around that. Every decision you make every day should be connected to the overall vision of your life. Now, there are times when people say everybody knows the word called destiny. People say, oh, For instance, in the church setting now, they say, oh, get to your destiny in Jesus' name. You fulfill your destiny, prayers upon destiny, talks about destiny. The thing is, destiny is not a place you are going to. It is the version of you that can impact your world. Destiny is not, people talk about that, don't worry, you will get to your destiny. It's your destination. Destiny is not a destination. It's not a place you get and say, oh, I've gotten there now. No more journey. No. Because if you are going home, when you get home, there's no more home to go to. You are already at home. That's the end of your journey at that time. But destiny is a version of you that can impact your world. And the more you invest in that, in yourself, the more impact you make. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, I'm talking about systems and structures. Now, the key to stay motivated is discipline. And I did something, I said, the theme of the conference is from resolution to realization. And what comes in between, what will turn resolution to realization is what is the word called routine. Routine. Now that's connected to discipline, right? Now, how does discipline set systems and structures? Because that's what we're talking about. Systems are set of interconnected elements working together to achieve a purpose, right? But structure is an organized framework that holds a system. So what sustains a system is a structure. For instance, as a person listening to me, you are a system. You have your financial life, you have your career life or your academic life, you're a student, you have your spiritual life, you have your relational life, you have your emotional life, you have different parts of you, right? Now, that is a system that you are, because every of these parts of you are connected. Someone might be broke financially, it can affect his emotion, it can affect his relation. Someone can maybe lose a loved one, it can affect his productivity, which can affect his finances. That's to show you how connected we are as humans. Now, but what will sustain that your system, that you as a system delivering every time, is that there are structures you set in place. Because goals are desired outcomes, what you want to do, what you desire, not what you wish actually, what you desire. Now, resolutions from every goal, normally from every goal you desire, you bring out a resolution. Okay, that's it. What resolution actually is that this is a decision and a commitment. I'm committed to this decision that I'm making now. Now, but what you need to do is that every single day, actions must be connected to that big resolution you have made. For instance, you say, okay, for me, I do my planning for the year in quarters. That's 3 months. That's how I do. For most of there are some things that maybe yearly plan, maybe reading the Bible in a year, those kind of things. But I majorly do my stuff in quarters. But the point is, let's say you have a vision or a goal. For instance, you say, someone can say, to this year I want to make 1 billion. I want to make 1 billion this year. And that sounds very nice. But first of all, you look at, okay, last year, how much did I make? What system do I have in place that can make this? Number one, what are the systems? Do you have the relationships that can produce that kind of money? Do you have the skill that can produce that kind of money? Do you have the connection? That's also relationship. Do you have the discipline that can produce that kind of money? It will jump for you. So that goal is big, but you don't have enough structure to sustain it. You can't even achieve it first. Now, so the thing is, when you have a big vision, I'm trying to simplify, discipline, structure, routine, and all of that. When you have a big vision, you must break it down into daily routines that you must do. You must break it down to daily things that you must do. That's why I said that everything you do daily must be connected to a bigger goal or a bigger vision. I hope you are following. So you need to break them down into daily things. For instance, if you say, okay, I want to read, let's say 10 books. You want to read 12 books. I want to read a book every month. So I want to read 12 books in a year. That's the goal. Maybe you're just starting out to read books, and you can't read. You don't have the attention span to focus on, on maybe the last number of pages. You want to read 1 book per month.
So it's not that I said, don't worry, today, it's today I will read that one book. No. So the book, not really, let's say the book has 300 pages. So, okay, 300 pages. How do I read 300 pages in a month? I have 30 days averagely in a month. So that's 10 pages per day. That is, that I've broken down that 12. I want to do 12 books in a year. I first broke it down to one per month. Then I broke it down to, let's say, an average of 300 pages is the book. I broke it down to 10 pages per day. I've made it a daily routine. So I know automatically from the onset, I can start reviewing myself. I know that once I miss today, I'm already failing in that my big vision of reading 12. Because it is when I miss today, I miss 10 pages. I'm supposed to read 20 pages to make up for it. And say, it's 10 pages I used to read, though. I can't read 20 pages. And you say you now read 10. You have a backlog of 10 pages already. Another day will come and say, it's now 30 pages I have to read. If you keep reading 10, you will not achieve that goal. Why? Because you have failed in just one day. That's to tell you how impactful a daily routine can be. So you already now want you, and we have technology, and many of these things they are it's a system, a structure. You get technology. You can, for instance, you want to read the Bible as a believer, you want to read the Bible in a year. There are different plans. Do you understand? There are different plans. You can read 15 minutes every day, and at the end of the day, you are done. So the point is, from the onset, you can begin to review, because now the system I put in place is that, okay, I want to read. What can sustain that system is the structure. So what is the structure? When I wake up early morning, when I wake up after I do my devotion, I read the book before I go into the day. That's the structure, because there's something that you have discovered that, okay, there's something that if I don't do it before I start out my day, like before I go out for the day, it's difficult for me to, because I come back at night, I might not be able to do it. So I make sure I do it in the morning before I go out. That's the structure. It's as basic as that. It's as basic as that. Now, one thing that also helps that the reason why people don't stay constantly motivated is that the lack of focus. In this world we are now, this social media world, the world is not a global village. It's not more a village. But the point is, there's a lack of focus. Why? And that's how social media is designed. It's designed to distract. The funniest thing, there are people on the social media that are making impact. But the way it's designed, it will largely distract a lot of people who are not focused. Now, there's a time I discovered that maybe when I'm praying or I'm trying to focus on do something, once I hear a notification beep, and I know it's common to many of us, once I hear a notification beep, there's this way I lose connection with what I'm doing. I always want to check, because I'm imagining, okay, is it this person that sent a message? Is it something? What is the message about? And I'm no more focused on what I'm doing. So what did I do? I shut down my notifications. So if I don't open my app, I don't know if anybody sent a message. That's a structure I put in place to maintain my system, to maintain my own system of focus. So I'm trying to say that it's as basic as that. Maybe you are reading and you don't see a notification, because the way, when you open Instagram, when you go to the reel section, once you watch one, you can keep swiping. 2 hours you are swiping your destiny, laughing, swiping. That the people, if you take on a vision now and say, I want to swipe for 24 hours and see if I will get the point where they say no more video for you, you can try it. You will not get to that point, because that's how it's designed. They put a structure in place on their own app to make you focus on their app. Why they make money? So you now need to put a counter structure to counteract the distraction that comes from that app for you. I'm trying to make it very, very basic as possible, so that we understand it. Because achieving your goals is not just by desire, it's by design. So you have a desire, you have to create a design around that desire. That, okay, this is what I desire. Let me now design a system that can take me to that place. It is not by, I promise myself by the end of this year. In fact, everybody will be surprised. Yes, we'll be surprised. Either way, we'll be surprised, because either you are surprised that you are the same the way you were last year, or you are better, or you are worse. So the point is, it's not by promising yourself, it's by putting a process is by putting a process. I believe you are following. So let me start by saying this. We have 365 days in a month. I mean a year, right? And you can start a day anytime. But let me tell you something. It's very simple. The first thing you need to do, one very paramount thing you must do to own. Okay, before I say, let me give you. There's a certain definition of structures I like. You can never master structure without owning your time. You can never master structure without owning your time. You need to your time. You need to own it. Like, this is mine. Because I was listening to I was Dr. Miles Monroe recently. He was talking about time management. Now the thing is, God created everybody, put us in this world, and He gave us something equal, and that's time. Now what God gave us is that this time I've given everybody is equal. Amongst every other variables in life, what you do with this time will determine the person you become. What you spend time in doing, that is what you become. If you spend time reading books, eventually you will write a book, either you like it or not, because you will just have ideas. So what you spend your time doing, you can't master structures without owning your time. You say, this 24 hours for today is my own 24 hours. So when somebody comes and say, today my goal is to spend my 24 hours, and it's looking for who you will carry on that journey, you say, no, this is my own time. This is the only thing that God gave everybody that is the same. My own time, these 2 hours is not for discussion. I have something to achieve. That's basic as that. Now, one way you can begin to engage that mastering or owning your time is by waking up early. I've been on the two sides. I mean, waking up early and waking up late. There were times in my life, there was a time I slept. That's like 2015 or 2016. I came back from church, then we had the program, so I slept around 12. I woke up once, then I slept, I woke up. But when I woke up finally, it was 11:51. I can't forget. So I slept almost 12 hours. Let's say 12 hours. 12 hours. And the first thing, I woke up, I was weak. But I did not do anything. I was just sleeping. Seriously. So someone that wakes up by 12, half of the day, you're already behind. You don't understand. The one that's left you behind. There's no how you want to meet up. So the first thing you must master in owning your time is by waking up early. Now, listen to this thing I'm about to say. Either the burden of destiny or the load of responsibility will make you wake up early every day. The choice is yours. A time will come in your life that if you don't allow the burden of your destiny wake you up early now, a time will come, is the load of responsibility that will wake you up. Just that alarm is playing. Before alarm wake, you're already awake. You are the one that will wake the alarm because the load is too much. Children need money, wife need money, family, everything is just on your head. Why? Because you fail to master time. Your time is your own. Don't allow anybody gaslight you or manipulate that, except in something that is profitable. Right? So you must master only your time. Now, I talked about breaking down your goals into daily routines and all of that. The reason why many people resolutions fail, the reason why it fails is this. You make decisions emotionally. Maybe you are in the washroom and you are praying. Say, God, you see, I will read my Bible 4 times, cover to cover. You've not read it once at all. 4 times. If you want to read the Bible 4 times, that means you have to finish it in 3 months. That means you have to read 1 hour. If you're using a Bible app, because I've tried before, you're using a Bible app 1 hour every day. That's what you're going to cover. And it's emotional. You're like, maybe you did it for the first day, the second day, but you will find out that because there's no structure around it, you can't continue. And your life everything just scattered. Now, Nigeria is the best country. Why? Because we do not really have as much natural disasters as you see in other parts of the world, right? Now, but recently, I think sometime last year, there was flooding in the northern part of the country. And as I was meditating on that thing, I discovered something. The reason why it is rain that becomes flood. The rain is a blessing, but flood is a curse. Nobody likes flood, but we like rain. Now, the reason why there's flood is that there's when rain is coming, when the water comes and is much, there are not enough drainage system for the water to pass through. So when the water does not find proper channels to pass through, it has to overflow everywhere. So the point is, if there's no structure around your life, you are destroying yourself. It looks like something very simple, but that's the truth. I mean, look at your life now. Me, I've sat down. Recently, I was listening to Sam Lazarus. He did a live video early this year, and I was listening to him. He was saying, and I was like, Omo, this is that destiny used to waste. I mean, I was talking to myself. And I had to, okay, set out from, go, okay, this is what I have to do, this, I have to do that. Because at the time I was reviewing some of my, I mean, last year, reviewing myself, some place I did well. Some other part, I wrote it there, my friend, I said, you are not serious, you are a fool, you cannot become a great person like this. You cannot. I wrote it down on my diary. Because that's the truth. Once your time is compromised, your life is already compromised. It's as simple as that. Now, structures, how do you, okay, I talked about the fact that sometimes goals can be set under emotion, sometimes can be over ambitious, like you want to achieve 1 billion this year. I mean, and you've not even handled 500,000 at all. It's an over ambitious goal now, because systems are assets or structures are weak or non-existent. Now, it's as simple as this. You want to, whatever goal you want to achieve, I talked about the fact that one of the foundational structures you must master is owning your time. Because now there's something I do every day, which I started doing this, and which has been helping me a lot. You see, was talking about journaling or writing or stuff. Now, when you every day you have things you want to do, it is good. You know, the person that said the faintest brain is better than the sharpest brain, the person brain is actually sharp. Or to say that kind of thing, the person brain is sharp. Why? Because I discovered that when you are setting out, I mean, in the day, you write out, okay, today are the things I want to achieve. You know, there are other things we do in the day that might not be necessary, like goals or something. Let's say you maybe you eat, it's normal for you to eat, to brush, a lot of, I mean, you do some other things. For instance, you say, okay, today I want to achieve this. I want to read 50 pages of this book. I want to do this work. I want to do this. I want to do this. You write it down. When you come back that day, go through that thing you wrote. You will know already. If you will know, okay, did I do it? Okay, I did this. I didn't do this. And what I do is that when I write what I want to do, I put a time there. I put a time. So if I see that, okay, oh, I didn't do this, I remember that time that I was supposed to do that I didn't do. What was I doing? That was the time that this guy was talking about Nigeria and Morocco match, that we were trying to do analysis of this guy that missed penalty. You already know that this is what took your time. It's as simple as that. It's very basic. You already know that this is what took my time. Okay, why did I not do this? I was talking about Nigeria and Morocco. So the next time somebody is coming to you and is bringing analysis of football match to you, and you know you're supposed to do something there, you know that the choice is mine to make. Now, another thing you must do is that you find out environment that anytime you go there, your time is no more. You are no more in charge of your time. Anytime you go there, you are no more in charge of your time. Sometimes you just enter there and say, oh yeah, welcome. Oh yeah, come and do this. This one, that, and the whole time is gone. Those kind of environments, you don't go there. I mean, you minimize, because this is why I say minimize, because sometimes it can be your family. It can be your family, actually. And they say, are you not, maybe you're in the school and say, are you not going to come and visit us? Are you not going to, you will visit them, you like them, because the system and structure you are putting down is for their own benefit too. So that they'll be proud of you. I'm keeping it very basic as so that we understand it. Now, I've said already that you're a system and your life is a system. So every decision you make should be connected to the overall vision of your life. Now, You cannot develop a vision without a mission. You can't have a mission without a conviction. You can't have conviction without a decision. Now, the summary, if you divide your life down, that okay, let's say you are 25 years old and you want to divide your life into small pieces, you will end up at decisions. Because every decision you have taken is what brought you to where you are today. You decided that okay, I want to go to school now, and you did the exam and you got to school. You are in school because you took a decision. So life is generally and once you take a decision, you have committed your time to it. So you decided that you want to go to school, you have committed your time to tutorial, to examination, preparing, and you got it. It's as simple as that. So the moment you decide that okay, I want to become a better person, that's what I started with. That people say, I want to become a better version of myself. But how do you measure becoming a better version of yourself? You look at what are the aspects of your life. Oh, are your friends complaining about you that you are not maybe you have some issues or something around that? You work on that. You itemize those parts of your life that you want to work on, because structures can be, managing your time. Structures can also be people. Structures can be people. You might need to make new friends because they are structures. You can see that this guy is doing well. This guy is, I've studied him. He's very, very disciplined and all of that. These ladies, can I work with you? It's as simple as that. Such that the day I'm lazy, I have a structure around me that will say, oh yeah, let's go and work. I have a structure around me. So structures can be managing your time. Structures can be managing people. There are some people that you know that, oh, this person is offending me, but you know that the value this person is bringing in your life, that structure is needed. You stay. Right? And also, let me say something. There are two things I want to say. First, let me say this. Master the act of shutting down. Yes, master the act of shutting down. Or you can call it a retreat or something. A retreat is not a spiritual word or a Christianese word. That's why I said shutting down. When I mean shutting down, I really mean shutting down. If you know that, you identify the problems and said, okay, anytime I say, oh, this is what usually, and that's how we to set structures again. Identify what usually hinders you from achieving your goals from time to time. That thing, put a structure around it. If it is a person, the same way you can get attracted to someone that is disciplined and you want to work with the person. If it is a person that is always making you far from your goals, you don't achieve because this person, let the person know. Right? Let the person know that I don't like how anytime you come around me, my time is always wasting. We are always doing irrelevant things. I'm busy now. What are you busy doing? There's no class, there's no anything. I'm busy reading. It's your time. That's how intentional you should be. Right? So I said, master the art of shutting down. There are times when you just say, okay, for 2 days, I'm not going online. You tell, the relevant people in your life that needs to know, some family that needs to know, maybe your parents, close friends that need to know because they might be worried and all of that. You say, for 2 days, I'm not going online. You will not die. You will now discover, let me tell you what you discover that. You will discover that for that 2 days, it's as if you don't have work to do. You will now discover that you will now know the extent to which being online, social media, I'm doing, not for if you're using social media as maybe you are working or something, that's fine. You get what I'm saying. So you will now know to the extent at which the time it takes from you. You will not be like, 12:14 look on, like it's not even 12 o'clock and I'm already like, it's as if I don't have anything to do. You will now know that, okay, now that I'm feeling like I don't have anything to do, is because if I was not shutting down, I would have been pressing my phone to look as if I was doing something. You will identify those points where they are the ones that take time. Master the act of shutting down. I do it a lot, and I like it so much. It's not, nobody will beat you. You will not die if you don't go online for 1-2 days. It's not that you're having an exam now and you leave WhatsApp and you go inside bush, you go and read, and you come out to see that your exam question is already past question for you. That's what I'm talking about. But master the art of shutting down. And why did I say that? It's because I want to say something else. Always make sure you connect with yourself every day. It might look vague. How do I connect with myself? Like, I am myself. How do I connect with myself? I hope you know that it's only your flesh that grows, like your body that grows. There's a child inside you. That mind you've had from a child, that mind does not grow or become old. It is still there. The same. You might get transformed and all of that. But the point is, when I say connect to yourself every day, there are times daily that you should meditate. I mean, just let your phone not be there. Just go to a place that is maybe that is serene. I mean, if you have around your side, if you are in a place like maybe Lagos now, mainland, you might not get any place that is serene. But if you have get a place like that and just no phone, nothing, just connect with yourself. Just talk to yourself, connect with yourself. These things I'm saying look like they are just, but you will know the impact they have in your life, because when you connect, you can be able to talk. Okay, what you discover some things you meant. Okay, this thing I'm doing, why am I even doing it? I need to adjust this, so and all of that. People might say, this person is just talking to himself. You are connected. You are trying to connect, because for instance, you can go on for years and you've not had any time where you sat down and you connected with yourself. You're always busy from work to work, from work to work, from work to work. You are busy doing things. There's no time you have sat and say, let me even come and think. Let me come and think. These things I'm saying are structures. I said already that you can never master something without owning your time. That is very, very important. I was talking about the fact that you are a system. Your life is a system. And I said also that you don't achieve your goals only by desire. You achieve it by design. That means creating a structure. And there's no goal you want to achieve that you won't need to set systems and structure. So how do you stay motivated? Discipline, right? So you say, okay, I want to, let's say you're a content creator now. I say you want to release content, maybe 2 contents per week. That's your goal. And you must add this year, I must do 2 content per week. You can do it the first week without even structures. You can do it the first week. You do maybe, in fact, you can do the first week, you can do Monday and Tuesday. Because you are but a time come, you'll be tired. You don't come out, okay, I've never thought of what I want to post. I'm even tired. What do you do? System and discipline. Now, discipline is not the difference between discipline and diligence is that discipline is being diligent every day. Yeah. Diligence is doing what you should do with the right amount of energy expected, getting the desired outcome. But discipline is doing that in every day. Discipline is very hard. It's very hard, but it's very powerful. That's it. So how do you stay motivated? By discipline. Now, that's why there must be a bigger vision you are connected to. By the way, you can find a circle of people, maybe whatever they call it, maybe circle of friends or something that you know that you guys are heading towards the same direction and can help you to maintain your systems and your structure and all of that. But the point is, to stay motivated, discipline must be there. Why? Because I talked about routine. I've said it already. Bringing everything you are doing into daily tasks, daily tasks. Now, why is discipline the way to stay motivated? When you start out doing something, and begin to round up now. When you start out doing something, you are pumped up, you are energized and all of that to do it. But if you have not found a way to connect that thing to a bigger vision, that's why I said that every decision you take every day, every goal you set should be connected to the overall outcome of the person you want to become. So that is why you stay disciplined. So you are motivated at the beginning of the year. Oh, you want to, maybe you're a Christian, you want to pray, you want to just do big things. And you've started already. Discipline. There are times when you'll be tired, but you still show up. There's a part of the Bible that says the men of David were faint, but they were pursuing. That's discipline. That's the summary of discipline. And it's hard actually. It's easy to say, but it's hard. but there are things that must be done. If you say you want to wake up by 4 a.m. every day, it's difficult because a day will come, you will sleep by 1. So what will you do? It's difficult. It's difficult to be disciplined. And that is where you know that you've mastered yourself. Because, I'm talking about you as a structured system now. We complain about Nigeria that the system is corrupt. It's because a structure of corruption has been built. It's a structure that sustains the system. So it's not by changing one person. There's a structure already. As long as the structure is there, the system will keep producing. So it's a mindset. It's a mindset already in the software of everybody. Someone said that in Nigeria, when you have a politician or somebody that is connected to you, we call it connection. But when corruption works in your favor, we call it connection. When it does not work in your favor, you call it corruption. It's the structure, it's the system there. So the sum of everything I'm saying is that the only way you can be consistent in achieving your goals for the year and whatever goals you set, might not be for the year or something, is by putting systems and structure. Understand that your life is a system, and the priority structure that must be put in place is that you own your time. Your 24 hours is for you. You own it. And also, as I wrap up, let me just go over some of the quotes I said. The first thing I said, every decision you make should be connected to the overall vision of your life. Number 2, destiny is not a place you are going to. It is a version of you that can impact your world. You are a system. Your life is a system. You can never master structure without owning your time. Then also I said that either the burden of destiny or the load of responsibility will make you wake up early every day. The choice is yours. As a person, I decided that, okay, this year I'm going to read a certain number of books. And today is 16th. Even though I'm making progress, I'm falling short of it because I've just done 2 out of the number I set for myself. So, but the point is, when there are systems and structure, it is very easy for you to review yourself, just like Mr. was saying. You can immediately review yourself. So I know that, okay, I was supposed to read 50 pages today. I was very busy. I got carried away. I did 50 pages. I failed for that day in that area. And you see how to make up for it. So I believe that with these things I've said and what Mr. have said, when we personalize them, because they can be a whole lot, personalize them and see the parts that apply to you, and we apply them, it's going to make us have a good outcome. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the great things that we are going to achieve as individuals in this year 2026. That it's not going to be like every other year, and even not even talking about the year, but day-to-day outcomes, maybe your birthday or something like that. I'm looking forward to seeing that you really apply these things that we have shared today and apply them to your life and see the outcome, the great outcome is going to, make out of your life. Thank you so much. God bless you. If you have any questions, the moderator would guide us on how to attend to that. So thank you so much. Over to you, moderator.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's drop our fire emojis. That was such a wonderful session. You need to have systems. You are a system, you need to have structures, rather. Destiny is not a place you are going to. It is the version of you that can impact your world. Everything you do daily must be connected to a bigger goal. Drop your fire emojis. So without wasting much of our time, we're going straight to the question and answer session. If you have any question, can you signify? You can signify in the chat. Anyone with a question?
I have a question, please.
Okay, go on. Thank you. Go on, ask your question.
Thank you so much, sir. I wanted to ask Mr. Jerry and our guest speaker a particular question. He was talking about structures and all. What about people that do not have, how will I say it, like a very strong structure for themselves? They just do things as as the day come by. Sometimes they write their to-do list and even keep Google calendars, to make the vision clear, to make my to-do list to be very, very clear for the day. But at the end of the day, when they start going back to that Google calendar, or when they go back to the to-do list, realize that we are not able to keep maybe to do 2/10 of it. And then sometimes most of us, or let me relate it to myself, I realize that I write New Year goals. That's what I've been taught to do in my home. And then when I go back to it, maybe at December 31st, I realize that I did not even do maybe about 3/11. I just realized that the day just goes by and goes by. So I want to really ask this main question: how do I keep structure so I can, make sure that the 10 goals I write down, or the things I plan to do on my to-do list and on my Google calendars are fulfilled as the days go by before, December 31st and all. Thank you.
Okay, so I would say this firstly. There's a quote that says that if you aim at nothing, you will achieve it. So the point is, if you decide not to set a goal for the year, you will still achieve some things. You will still achieve some things actually. But the point is, you and that means you are not in charge of your own life. That means you are not the one in charge of the outcomes of your life. So if you are saying something like the day just goes by, it's a choice. You decided to allow the day dictate how it will go. So you're just looking to see an opportunity. Okay, let me take this every day. I know there are times when there are things we do not even plan for that happens in the course of the year. But the point is, the goal is to take charge yourself. So you can write to do this, or maybe you have Google Calendar. Oh, I'm going to do this at this time. And for the fact that you wrote that someone writes a goal January 1st, and the next time you are going to it December 31st, I'm not surprised that the person did not achieve anything did not achieve much, because it means the goal you wrote, you just wrote it out of, let me just write something. No. And it's not compulsory you write, just like Mr. said, there are some goals that, okay, I didn't complete them by December, I move it to the next year. It's not compulsory that you write everything you write in New Year, it's always new. But the point is that you can break it. Sometimes the issue can be that you're like, 12 years, 12 months, it's too long ago. I don't think I can do this. You can do monthly goals. However, your goal for the year is supposed to be divided into, you have long-term goals and short-term goals. It's supposed to be a long-term goal, then divide it into short-term goals, divide it into, okay, daily goals and daily things you must do, daily routines. That's what I spoke about. So the point is, the best way to have it structure is that, just like you said, it is time. The day cannot just come and go. You know that tomorrow is going to be 24 hours. So if I'm aware that tomorrow is 24 hours, I know the first thing I need to do, like I said, is that I know that I can't be waking up by maybe 10 or 11 a.m., sleeping by 12, waking up by 11, and you're supposed to have something, because when you wake up by 11, you probably be hungry. Before you brush, prepare, do all those things, do devotion, it's already 1. The day is almost gone. The active hours of the day have gone already. So what is left? When we were in secondary school, around 1, 2, you're already tired, because those are not active hours. But the point is that, so what I'm trying to say that to some is that the foundation of business and structure is owning time, like I said. I'm aware that tomorrow, 17th of January, is 24 hours. So what do I want to do tomorrow? I'm aware that the year is 365 days. So what do I want to do in 365 days? So I believe that if we are true to ourselves, sometimes we are not true to ourselves, we cannot be that, I don't even have anything on my head to even write down. Will I just, is it compulsory I just form a goal? Like, I don't have anything like on my head. No. You understand? That means, we don't have anything realistic. So I think the summary is that we should always own our time. That's the number one structure that we must set. That time and is the number one structure. And I don't know if Phoenix has something to add to that which can benefit everyone of us. Please listen if you have something to say about that, you can.
Not for now.
Okay. Yeah. Moderator.
Not for now. Thank you, sir.
Please, I still want to ask Miss Eunice a question, please.
Okay.
She mentioned something about goals are not meant to be set under prayer, but there are some goals that we set that we know we give, time band for it, and that keeps us on our toes. And there are some that you just don't want to give it. There is no time band for this kind of goals, but you feel this heavy weight on you, even looking at it when you post it, or maybe you paste it in your room. Just the prayer alone makes you feel down, makes you even want to, set it aside. Please, how do we, cope with that kind of, prayer and hope?
Okay, sorry, I didn't really get that. So, are you saying that if you see somebody post a goal, was that what you said?
You mentioned that goals are not meant to be set under prayer. Like, we should not set a goal when we are prioritized and all. I don't know if you get that. Hello, ma.
Hello, sorry, I'm struggling to hear. That's why. Okay, you can continue.
You said we should not set goal when we are under prayer, maybe when we are tensed and all. But there are some goals
Yes.
that we have to set when we are in that mood, because you know that if you do not set it, how will I call it? I don't know how to put this.
I think I understand what you are saying.
Thank
Yes.
you, ma.
No, there's sometimes that the inspiration just comes, or the burden just comes, and like, I feel this urge to do this thing at this point. It's good, it's fine. You can write it down, but this is what I will say. That urge or that feeling at that time, it does not last forever. It doesn't last forever. So as you are feeling it, as you are, write it down. It's good, right? I'm not saying you should not write it down. But when that emotion has gone, when you are done, like when you are back to so let me say back to normal, but when you are like you are more relaxed and you're not, when everything is okay, and you're just probably another day, just go back to it and check it and see, is this something you can actually achieve? Because just like Mr. Jerry said, goals are not emotions. Like you don't set goals based on emotion. Sometimes you might feel depression. Now pressure. No, when we say pressure is not bad. It now depends on the kind of pressure. Do you understand? So if the pressure is a good one, fine. But at the same time, had strongly advised that at that moment, write it down. But later on, go back and check it. Is it still something that you will be able to achieve? Okay, moderator, I'm done.
All right. Thank you all. That was such a wonderful session. That was such a wonderful session. So, if there are no other questions, we'd like to go over to our announcement.
Sorry, moderator, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
All right. There was something I did in the middle of last year, and I feel we can try it as well. So, old calendars now. For those of us that have calendars, probably the wall calendar or the table calendar, there was something I did. It actually is something that you have to be intentional about. So I took plain papers and pasted, because calendar is. I don't have a board, so I decided to use a calendar, an old calendar. So instead of using board, I didn't have that. No, there's a small board you put in your room. So instead of that, I didn't make excuses. Then I just look for a calendar, and I gummed a plain paper on it on every side. So here is what I did. I wrote out daily routines or daily goals that I must achieve in a day. If I don't achieve it, I'm not going to sleep. Like I wrote that in line with my goals, like in line with what I want to achieve. Because as at that time, I think I wanted to learn a particular skill before a certain month. I wanted to read up some guidelines, some tax, because there were some reforms at that time. So I needed to read it, and so I ensured that I did everything, not just professionally now, like daily, personal, everything. I listed it. So here is what I do before I go and sleep. I take my pen because I drew a box as I'm listening. I'm drawing a box beside it. You get do money devotion, do this, do that. So I'll just tick it, tick it, tick it, tick it. It was not for throughout, it was for a certain period when I saw that I need another structure to help me. I need something else to make things different. Something no, you need to spice things up sometimes. So I just created that chat, and it really, really helped me because before I go to sleep, and one of the goals one of the daily goals I set them was I must clear all my WhatsApp message because no, I'm very, very bad at clearing WhatsApp messages. So I put it there because I really want to see a difference, right? So and that really, really helped me during that period, and I was able to carry on some of the habits, continuously. So we can try that out too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we can try that out, set daily goals, and as we do that, I believe that our goals will be achievable and realizable. So I'll be calling on Mr. Jerry for the announcements.
I appreciate everyone for joining us. Yeah, so just before we go, I'd just love to intimate us with a few things that I feel we should be aware of. Yeah, so for some of us that join this platform, we have a WhatsApp page. We have a WhatsApp page. I think it's under our Telegram link that we use. We have a WhatsApp page. After the after the session is done, after you are done with the night event, we just send to the WhatsApp page. Then just intimate us with some of the things we'll be doing this year because our focus as a brand is to raise national leaders because we we, uh, we discovered that we are many in this world and but we are short of leaders. And look at the country we are living in. I mean Nigeria especially. We need leaders who have the transformative mindset, and it's something it's not really easy to do. So that's the core of our assignment, raising transformation leaders. So some of the things just to give us intimate of some of the things we'll be having in the course of the year. We as a band we plan our year into quarters. So by March we'll be having our second anniversary. By the grace of God, by March we'll be having our second anniversary. Then also in the course of the year we'll be having a leadership bootcamp in March. But this is going to be a physical event to be holding on OU campus. But it will be a paid event. If it's not OU campus, then we also have people who are interested to join online also. You have that in the year of March. Then also in the course of the year, we are going to be having the second edition of Champions Conference. The first edition held 2024. We are having later in the year, second edition of Champions Conference. At that event, when it's a 2-day event, 1-day event, you have different speakers speak on different areas. We'll be talking on a very interesting topic which we already have on ground. Then also we'll be having Kingdom Creative Conference because we are kingdom minded. So we believe that every vessel in the kingdom is designed to reveal a part of God's dimension. So we're having a kingdom creative conference. I'm just doing this to intimate us so that by the time we drop this information on the group, we'll be aware and plan to be a part of it. Then also in the course of the year, finally, of course, we'll be having we'll be bringing the arm of our leadership academy. Our assignment is to raise transformational leaders. I've discovered that as a country, because this is where we are based, as a country, every citizen, there are two things I've discovered that can make a nation great, to transform a nation. We need transformational leaders and patriotic citizens, basically. But I discovered that in Nigeria, the citizens are waiting for the leaders to be transformational before they are patriotic. Because when you say, why are you doing this? Why are you putting this? I say, what of our leaders up there? They are eating our money too. So it's the same way the leaders are waiting for the citizens to be patriotic before they can be transformational. But forgetting that so the leaders came out from the citizens. So it is the same. We can't give what we don't have. So that is why we are committed to raising transformational leaders. And I believe that if you join us in this event, we have, as much as you prioritize it, the fact you key into that vision, that wherever you find yourself, you are conscious of the fact that I'm not supposed to go the way everybody is going. I'm not supposed to be influenced. Finally, I would say that I will end with this because it's very important. Leadership is the ability to influence people. There are many definitions of leader, but the basic one, leadership, is the ability to influence people towards a desired goal. You cannot influence people if you have not discovered your purpose. And I think it's a good thing to say as a wrap up that be aware that everybody you are uniquely designed by God. No brand releases a phone that they've not tested and they are not sure. They can't put the image. Apple will not put their image on a phone they have not tested to the world. No, that means before God sent you to the world, He has tested you and He's sure that the assignment He has sent you to come and fulfill, you are capable to fulfill. So you need to discover that purpose. Because in discovering that purpose, you can inspire people. That's what leadership is. You can influence people. Leadership is, it's motivated by a vision, there's a conviction, there's a mission, but purpose is the bedrock of leadership. So I want to plead with every one of us. We've heard about resolution and all of that, systems and structures. Please, I want to plead with you. Take time to connect with your inner self and discover your purpose, because that's where leadership starts from. And I believe that if we are conscious and carry this mentality and this mindset, in no time the world will see the emergence of a new kind of leaders that will shake the norm and do great things for God, for the kingdom, and for the people of the world. So I hand over to the moderator to wrap up the program tonight.
Wow, wow, wow. These sessions have been enlightening and wonderful. And I pray that in due time, the world will see a new wave of transformational leaders. We'll be taking our closing prayers, and I wonder that, Heavenly Father, we thank you for helping us come this far. We thank you for all the sessions. We thank you because of what we've been able to learn this evening. We've learned a lot, but we pray and ask that we will not just learn, but the grace to practice, to carry out all that we have heard, you give to us in Jesus' name. And we pray that the effect of what we've heard this evening will be seen in our life as we go through the year. And as we make goals, all the goals we plan to achieve daily, monthly, it will be actualized in Jesus' name. Thank you for answering our prayers. In Jesus' name we pray. So we've come to the end of the event. Thank you all for coming. We'd love to see you next year too. Have a nice sleep.